It is time, once again, for me to give you my top 10 bands to see at Download Festival 2023. I always enjoy making this one. Alright, so straight into it, I'm going to go through the bands by the days that they're playing on, starting with Thursday. So the first band that I'll be seeing, and one that I absolutely recommend, is Caskets. Caskets are a British post-hardcore alternative rock band. So if you're into any modern alternative rock, then this is probably a good sound for you anyway. This band is still fairly new. They released their debut album last year. I actually discovered them in the first lockdown of 2020, and now looking back, I kind of associate them with that really hard time of life when we were all trapped indoors, and they were just one of the bands that were helping me get through that. I'm so grateful that I discovered them. I heard the song Signs by them and Falling Apart, and God, these songs are good. These songs are so addictive. The choruses are amazing. The vocalist is incredible. Everything about this band is just what I love in music, and modern sort of alternative rock sort of music. I really like that. And obviously this is their first time at Download. I'm really happy for them getting this chance to perform at the biggest rock festival in the UK. I think this is really going to gain them some new fans, and they completely deserve it because they're so good. Alright, here's a nice obvious one, Metallica. So we know that Metallica are performing on the Thursday and the Saturday, and they are going to be performing two completely different sets. One of them is going to be for the newer stuff, one of them is going to be for the older stuff, I assume. I'm not sure which is which. I'm kind of thinking Saturday might be the classics. I have seen Metallica once before. I saw them at Leeds Fest 2015. I think I'll appreciate seeing them more this time around at Download, because I just feel like I know a few more songs by them. I still don't know much of the new stuff, but certainly some of the older stuff I'm a big fan of. I grew up on that stuff, and I think it'll be awesome to see that set especially. They're certainly going to put on two amazing shows. We can pretty much guarantee that. Metallica, this is where they're meant to be. On to the Friday, we've got the most emo main stage in Download history, absolutely aimed at a younger audience, and I'm completely here for it. I love it. This whole main stage on this day is mostly younger generation bands in the scene right now. And starting that one for me is Neck Deep, one of my favourite pop punk bands. Also a band that I really got into during lockdown. I didn't really like them much before then. I've still not seen them live yet either. I've managed to miss them every time they've been in the UK at a festival or doing a tour or anything. I've just managed to miss every single one. So I'm finally going to be seeing Neck Deep, and they've got so many good tunes. Next up is a band that even I'm shocked at myself for. Pendulum, the electronic rock band that released some huge songs over the course of 2008 and 2010. The funny thing is, they've not really released much at all since then, but they still seem so relevant, and they're quite high up on this bill as well, so obviously, yeah. And the fact it's just going to be one giant goth rave, basically, electronic rock, it's something that I'm really into right now. I don't know what's going on with me lately, but I'm really into, electronic, ravey rock sort of music, especially, in Shikari and Pendulum, they're my main listens right now. It's a weird one. I just can't wait to be in that crowd. It's going to be something really different. So yeah, Pendulum. Alright, so I'm going to give you one guess on who the next band on my top to see list is. It's Architects. They fastly became one of my favourite bands over the last few years, and I just have so much good things to say about this band. I love what they're doing right now with just all their music. They've gotten so much bigger with these last couple of albums, and a lot more known, and now they're supporting Metallica on tour and all this amazing stuff. Some really awesome headlining shows in the UK as well, and just everywhere. They're just doing so much right now. This band is smashing it. You can't really argue with the fact that Architects are bigger than ever right now because of their new music. But certainly in the newer generation of Architects fans, but I've been around for the last 5-6 years now, and this is their first time playing Download since I've been going, so I'm really excited to finally see them on the main stage. Obviously, they're opening for Bring Me the Horizon as well. This couldn't mean more to me. I could go on for so long, and I probably will go on for so long at the festival about how much this means to me, because it just does. Just imagine your two favourite bands on the same stage, just back to back. That's what I'm getting on that Friday. This is what I've wanted since I first started going to this thing, and they've finally done it. Architects are one of the best bands out there right now, and I'll happily argue with anyone that disagrees. And on to the headliners of Friday, Bring Me the Horizon. I'm pretty sure 99% of the festival will be seeing Bring Me this year. This is such a massive deal. Absolutely Download's youngest ever headliner. They aren't even that young anymore, but they've been around a while. But they started out as a deathcore band. They went to some metalcore. Now they're alternative rock and doing all sorts with electronics and pop punk sounding stuff even now. This band mean more to me than most things in existence, so this is the one for me. This is the big massive deal. My favourite festival, my favourite band. This is going to be the best 2 hours of my life. Probably going to cry. I wouldn't be surprised if I've got tears during Follow You or Sleepwalking, whatever they play. I've got a feeling they're going to be playing some older stuff as well for the older fans, because it's Download. It would make so much sense for them to play a couple of songs from the first 3 albums. This is easily going to be the biggest crowd Bring Me have ever played in their career. I think they're going to shock a lot of people who maybe doubt them. I've not really seen many negative comments about them actually headlining. Like, people aren't doubting them because they know that they're worthy of this. They've headlined Reading and Leeds last year. They've headlined so many other things. They've done countless tours, countless arena tours all over the world. This is such a massive deal to so many people, so see you all in the pit. Next up for me on the Saturday is the iconic rock band 3 Days Grace. I can't tell you how excited I am to see 3 Days Grace. I did manage to catch some of their set in 2019 when they were last there, so not even that long ago. Obviously, new singer, new albums, new songs, not as popular as they used to be. I did see recently that Adam, the old vocalist, did come out on stage with them at some point during a concert, and that looked amazing. Imagine if that happened at Download and they just played Riot together or something. Something iconic like that. I think anything's possible at Download, really, so I'm just so excited to see this band either way. I think it's going to be a really cool experience. On to the Sunday, and the heaviest main stage I've ever seen at Download before, starting with I Prevail. This band are a big mixture of rap metal, metalcore, post-hardcore. I think those are probably some of the best words to describe them. They're one of these bands that are getting bigger and bigger each year as well. They just released their amazing 4th album last year, True Power. Just straight up bangers all the way through each album. In these last few years, they've easily made their way into my top 10 favourite bands ever. I listen to them most days, and seeing them live as well. I saw them at Download 2019. These guys are going to be one of the last bands to be playing at the festival on the Sunday, so I can imagine I personally am going to be feeling quite dead by then. I think a lot of other people will be as well, but I'm going to have to save some energy for these ones because they're so worth it. Coming up right after I Prevail is the Australian metal band Parkway Drive. Absolute legends. What an amazing band. And I will be the first to defend their new stuff. I love their new album, Darker Still. Obviously Glitch, the lead single from this album, is massive, but there's so many others on there that are great as well. It's really underrated, and a lot of people might actually enjoy it if they give it another chance. I think this band are going to absolutely blow us all away, and I was so excited to see that they were announced for Download. Not only that, the fact that they're opening for Slipknot on the main stage, and one of the last 2 bands on in the entire festival. And finally, the final band for that day, Slipknot. This band have been the absolute kings of nu metal for so many years now, while still remaining pretty heavy. I know in their most recent albums they've gone a bit slower and a bit softer with some stuff, but there's still a lot of heaviness in there as well. And I don't think anything will ever compare to the earlier stuff that we got. They're a lot older now, but they can still do it, and they've proved that to us time and time again. Corey Taylor's voice is just one of the best out there, and this band are just insane. Whatever music they've released, they've always managed to stay so relevant over all these years. Like, you know, over 20 years now, and they're still as relevant as ever, bigger than ever, more popular than ever. Obviously, they'd always be a lot of downloaders' first choice as a headliner. I see this band getting commented probably more than any other band. Slipknot was always demanded. Like, even though they were just there in 2019, they were just there. Like, one of the most recent headliners to just return again. So yeah, I do think this is going to be an amazing way to close out the festival. Everyone's going to be at Slipknot. It's going to be absolutely crazy. We're all going to be dying from non-stop partying over the last 5 days, but I think everyone's going to save a little bit of energy for this one because it means a lot to so many people. It's fucking Slipknot. I don't even need to recommend them. I just had to put them in here because it's Slipknot. And that is how we're ending Download 2023 with a massive, heavy bang. For now, these are easily the 10 bands that I'm most excited to see this year. I just wanted to say thank you. If it wasn't for all you watching, then I wouldn't be able to do this. It means a lot to me, and I'm so excited to make the vlog. I'm so excited to meet you all at the festival. There's a lot of people that have said they're looking forward to meeting me this year, and the feeling is completely mutual. Believe me, I can't wait to meet you all. So many fucking awesome, lovely people at Download. You're all just a family. I don't even know most of you. You're all strangers, but you're a family, and it's weird, but it's also really fucking cool. And I'm gonna stop talking now. See you again real soon for some more Download content.